Welcome back, friends, to TV5 News at 9. We are back with another edition. We love it. Ask the Sheriff. We have Midland County Sheriff Myron Green here in the studio with us. Happy New Year. I haven't seen you. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Good, great. I'm so glad you're here because this is such an important topic. We've had so many stories about scams and ID theft coming up. So that's what we're talking about today. Something that affects millions of people every year, and that's identity theft and fraud. Now, Sheriff, we hear these terms a lot, but for people who may not know, what is identity theft and also fraud?
Right. So identity theft itself is where someone steals your personal information and then they use that to obtain finances or services without your knowledge or permission. And then fraud is the actual act of obtaining financial or personal gain through deception.
Okay, thank you for breaking that down for us. So what are some common tactics that people need to watch out for when it comes to this?
Right. Unfortunately, this is one that they often target our seniors. And so that's why we try to get out there and bring awareness to it, educate them so that they can avoid becoming victims. But a lot of things that they do is mail theft, dumpster diving, in worst case scenarios, a wallet or purse snatching. And most often they call on the phone and they pretend that they're a relative, a grandson, you know, or someone claiming to be a relative or needing help or needing bond money to get out of jail. And so the senior believes that, and then they go and get the money for them.
That's the one we're talking about today. They're asking for gift cards. If
correct.
You want to get oh my
that
goodness.
is a big one.
Yeah.
And so when they call on the phone, you know, people pretend to be law enforcement or the FBI or the IRS.
Right.
No one's going to make you go out and buy gift cards to pay a bond or to stay out of jail. So definitely do not fall for that scam.
Okay. So, Sheriff, how can we prevent these things from happening?
So obviously the first and foremost is do not buy gift cards when somebody asks you to buy gift cards.
Yes.
That is your #1 red flag, especially over the phone. And certainly do not give out personal or account information over the phone. Check your monthly bills and statements. Make sure that they reconcile and then shred them so that you're not throwing them in the trash so somebody can't pick them up and get your information off of those. When you're out and about and using a credit card, watch the transaction. You know, carry it to the checkout and watch the transaction go through. So those are the big topics.
Tips. Yeah. Okay. So if someone does become a victim, what should they do?
First and foremost, contact your banking institutions, credit card companies, and put a fraud alert or cancel the cards.
Okay.
And contact your local law enforcement.
Okay.
Make a report, and then contact the Federal Trade Commission. They keep track of these frauds, and then contact the 3 credit reporting agencies to put a fraud alert and a freeze on your credit.
So, Sheriff, a lot of times, should we just like hang up? If
absolutely.
You definitely don't know. Just hang the phone up, right?
Correct.
Just
and
click,
if you think it sounds strange, and they're claiming to be from a company, or if they're claiming to be a relative, hang up and call that company or call your relative.
Love it. Perfect. Thank you, Sheriff, for that great information. Before you go, we have to ask you, we know you're a huge hunter.
Of course.
Any updates for us?
Well, I did bring a photo of some of my trophies there on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
And because in Midland County, we've been having this issue with coyotes because of the we don't have lakes.
Okay.
Or we have, well, they'll be back.
Yeah.
So we have a lake area, but now it's a riverbed, which attracts the coyotes because there's rabbits, mice, you know, small animals that they go down there and hunt.
Right.
So that was a coyote that I got over 10 years ago.
Goodness. I am so impressed. Look at you, Sheriff. You're helping the community as well as
doing my part
there. I love it. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
If you have any questions for Ask the Sheriff, send it to WNEM at WNEM.com or send it to our social media.